At a star-studded book signing event, celebrated entrepreneur and best-selling author Alexander Stone is busy signing copies of his autobiography. Amid the glamour and carefully staged interviews, a small voice interrupts the scene with a simple, yet powerful declaration. "Sir, you forgot to put mommy in your book." In that moment, Alexander's world shifts, her words cutting through his meticulously crafted legacy and urging him to acknowledge the parts of his past he once left behind. This isn't just a fleeting encounter. It's the spark that challenges him to revisit his story and embrace the warmth and complexity of true connection. Welcome to Acts of Kindness Stories, where we share heartfelt journeys that remind us that real success is measured not by accolades, but by the relationships and memories that shape who we are. Stay with us as we explore this transformative tale of rediscovery and the courage to rewrite one's narrative for the better. In the midst of a dazzling book signing event, Alexander Stone, a self-made entrepreneur celebrated for his rise from humble beginnings to billionaire status, sat poised at an ornate table adorned with his best-selling autobiography. The atmosphere buzzed with admiration, and every handshake and signature reinforced the carefully crafted persona he had built over the years. His image was that of relentless ambition and polished success, a story meticulously edited to highlight only his greatest triumphs. Yet that very evening, as the crowd's chatter filled the grand hall, an unexpected interruption shifted the course of his narrative forever. A small, determined voice rang out amid the ambient hum. Standing alone, without the entourage of an overprotective guardian, was a little girl clutching a copy of his book. "Sir, you forgot to put mommy in your book," she stated plainly, her words laced with a clarity that belied her tender age. Alexander, caught off guard by this piercing truth, initially regarded her with mild amusement, assuming that a caring mother might soon emerge from behind the crowd. But as he looked into her earnest eyes that seemed to have rehearsed this moment 100 times, he realized that her statement was not merely a child's observation. It was a call to acknowledge a crucial chapter he had long left out of his carefully scripted story. The girl introduced herself as Ella Monroe, her voice steady and confident. Her words, though few, carried the weight of years lost in the pursuit of success. As she flipped open her copy of the book to reveal a heartfelt dedication, the assembled crowd fell silent. In that moment, Alexander was forced to confront the glaring omission in his autobiography, the absence of Charlotte Monroe, the woman who had once been the center of his world. The revelation stirred memories of a past he had chosen to forget, a past filled with warmth, passion, and a love that he had abandoned in favor of relentless ambition. In the following days, as media cameras captured every nuanced expression on his face, Alexander found himself grappling with an unexpected inner turmoil. The relentless pursuit of control, the finely tuned narrative that had propelled him to success, now seemed incomplete without the human element he had so long dismissed. With the public's eyes scrutinizing his every move, the internal conflict grew as he began to realize that the missing chapter in his book was more than just a detail. It was the essence of the person he once was. Determined to uncover the truth, he discreetly instructed his assistant to research the origins of Ella and the mysterious Charlotte Monroe, the name that had resurfaced with a force that could no longer be ignored. What followed was a journey back in time, through the corridors of his own history. Alexander recalled the days when his ambitions were intertwined with heartfelt promises and moments of vulnerability. In quieter times, away from the glare of public adoration, he had felt the pull of memories that spoke of laughter shared over late-night talks, of dreams woven with someone who had once believed in him even before he believed in himself. These recollections, though long buried beneath layers of calculated decisions, began to stir with a newfound urgency. One crisp morning, compelled by a desire for answers, Alexander found himself driving to a modest neighborhood bookstore, a place that stood in stark contrast to the grandeur of his usual haunts. There, amidst shelves lined with well-worn paperbacks and the comforting scent of old books, he encountered Charlotte Monroe. Charlotte, once an inseparable part of his life, now carried an air of quiet resilience. As she moved gracefully among the stacks, her presence was understated yet profoundly stirring. Her expression was guarded, touched with both wistfulness and resolve, as if she had been waiting for this moment for years. Their conversation unfolded slowly, with each word echoing years of unspoken regret and unhealed wounds. Charlotte recalled how, in the early days, they had dreamt together, not of empires or grand achievements, but building something real, something that truly mattered. Ella's unwavering declaration had now forced Alexander to confront that very truth. Success could not be measured solely by accolades or financial triumphs. It was in the messy, unpredictable moments of love and loss that life's true meaning was found. Even as the conversation turned to delicate memories, The atmosphere remained charged with an honest intensity. Charlotte's gentle reminders of the past and her subtle critique of the polished version of events that Alexander had long promoted struck a chord deep within him. With the relentless buzz of media speculation growing louder by the day, Alexander was thrust into a maelstrom of public scrutiny. Rumors of hidden family secrets and forgotten promises swirled through headlines and television reports. Yet, rather than succumbing to the pressure of controlling the narrative, he chose a path of radical honesty. In an unprecedented move, he announced that a revised edition of his autobiography would be released, a new chapter that would finally honor the truth of his past and give voice to the relationships that had shaped him. This decision, though fraught with risk, signaled a transformative shift. For the first time in his career, Alexander was willing to show vulnerability, to let the world see the man behind the meticulously engineered image. Over the next few weeks, Alexander's life took on an entirely new pace. He frequented the bookstore, not as a celebrity on a promotional tour, but as someone seeking genuine reconnection. There, in the intimate ambience of the shelves and the soft murmur of conversations, he began to understand the value of human connection and the strength that comes from embracing one's complete story, including the parts that were painful to remember. Charlotte, too, found herself opening up in small, quiet moments. Their interactions, punctuated by shared memories and soft smiles, gradually bridged the gap of years spent apart. The rediscovery of these long-forgotten emotions was neither dramatic nor immediate. It was a slow, healing process, marked by honest conversations and a mutual willingness to acknowledge past mistakes. Meanwhile, Ella continued to be a constant, gentle reminder of what had been lost and what could still be redeemed. Her insightful observations and candid remarks not only challenged Alexander's preconceived notions, but also taught him a lesson in humility and authenticity. The little girl, with her unyielding faith in the importance of truth, became the catalyst for a profound transformation. She made it clear that in the story of life, every character mattered, even those who had once been sidelined by ambition. As Alexander meticulously reworked the chapters of his life story, he began to see the beauty in the imperfections. The new edition of his book was not simply a reissue. It was a heartfelt chronicle that intertwined triumph and failure, ambition and vulnerability. In revisiting his past, he discovered that his most significant achievements were not the deals closed or the awards won, but the relationships he had neglected along the way. This newfound perspective resonated deeply with those who had followed his journey from afar, as it painted a picture of a man who was learning to value the moments that truly defined him. In the midst of this transformation, Alexander's story became more than just an autobiographical account. It evolved into a testament to the power of redemption and the importance of embracing one's full self. The public, once fixated on the glossy image of a flawless success story, now witnessed a more genuine narrative, a narrative where mistakes were acknowledged, lessons were learned, and every relationship, no matter how complicated, was celebrated as a vital part of the journey. Through every interaction at the bookstore, every quiet conversation over coffee, and every reflective moment spent alone with his thoughts, Alexander was steadily rediscovering the value of connection. The once unyielding walls he had built around himself began to crumble, replaced by bridges that reached out to those he had left behind. Charlotte's measured words and Ella's innocent yet piercing insights had awakened in him a long-dormant understanding that life's true richness lay not in isolation, but in the shared experiences that bring people together. In this unfolding chapter, Alexander's transformation was not marked by grand gestures or sweeping declarations. Instead, it was woven through the simple, everyday acts of kindness, a repaired bookshelf in the cozy corner of the bookstore, a carefully chosen coffee delivered on a quiet morning, or a candid conversation that bridged the gap between past regrets and future possibilities. Each of these moments contributed to the gradual redefinition of his identity, from a man defined by his achievements to one recognized for his capacity to love, to learn, and to grow from his mistakes. This evolving narrative, rooted in honesty and the courage to face one's past, set the stage for a profound re-examination of what success truly means. Alexander Stone, once consumed by the pursuit of accolades and the relentless drive for perfection, was now on a journey toward embracing the imperfections that made him human. His decision to revise his autobiography was more than a business maneuver. It was a declaration of his commitment to honor every person who had played a part in his life story. As Alexander continued to navigate the complexities of this new chapter, the lessons he learned at the bookstore from Charlotte and Ella echoed in every decision he made. The reimagined narrative of his life was emerging as a powerful reminder that true legacy is built not on the sanitized version of success, but on the raw, unfiltered truth of one's experiences, a lesson that would resonate with anyone willing to look beyond the surface. As the days passed, Alexander's world was forever changed. The revised autobiography not only reintroduced the vital chapters of his past, but also opened his heart to the unspoken truths that had long shaped his journey. In the quiet moments after the storm of public scrutiny, he found solace in simple acts: a shared cup of coffee at the bookstore, a whispered conversation with Charlotte, and the echo of Ella's honest words that had awakened him to the real meaning of success. Each gesture became a testament to the fact that our most profound stories are woven through the connections we nurture and the love we share, rather than the accolades we accumulate. The transformation in Alexander wasn't marked by dramatic declarations, but by the everyday courage of facing his vulnerabilities. By embracing every part of his history, both the triumphs and the pain, he learned that true legacy is built on authenticity and compassion. The once impenetrable walls of his carefully curated image slowly crumbled, replaced by bridges of empathy and understanding that reconnected him with the people who mattered most. In this journey of rediscovery, he realized that life's imperfections were not flaws to hide, but the very threads that wove the tapestry of his existence. Today, his story stands as a beacon of hope and a powerful reminder that it's never too late to rewrite our narratives. The passion that drove him to become a billionaire now fueled his desire to be a better man, a more attentive father, and a more compassionate friend. Through his new chapter, Alexander inspired countless others to reconsider their definitions of success and to value the messy, beautiful complexity of real life. If this story touched your heart, we invite you to join our community of truth seekers and kindness spreaders. Like and share this video to help us spread the message that every life, no matter how complicated, holds immeasurable value. Drop a comment below telling us how you've experienced transformation in your own life, and subscribe to Acts of Kindness Stories. Let's reach 10,000 subscribers together so that we can continue sharing these real, moving stories that remind us all that every act of kindness, every genuine connection, and every heartfelt admission is a step toward a brighter future. Thank you for watching and being a part of this journey. Your support means the world to us, and together, we can make sure that the stories that inspire hope and change continue to reach more hearts every day.